For many of you all who've been following my content for a while, especially over on TikTok, y'all should know that John Cena is my all-time favorite wrestler. And today we're going to do a tier list ranking of John Cena's WrestleMania matches. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button. More content like this to come in the future, and I hope you guys enjoy. Alright, here we go, man. We got the GOAT category, the great category, the good category, the average category, and the trash category. We're going to start from his WrestleMania matches all the way from the beginning to the end. So we're starting with WrestleMania 20, his match for the United States Championship against The Big Show. I'm going to put this in the good category. I feel like this was a good, solid match. It was the opening match of WrestleMania 20, John Cena's first championship win in WWE as well. I like the match, it's a match I've gone back and watched a couple of times, and I think, it's a pretty good, solid match and a good opening match for that WrestleMania, so I'm going to put it in the good category. Alright, now we're moving on to WrestleMania 21, my personal all-time favorite WrestleMania still to this day, John Cena versus JBL. This was John Cena's first big World Championship win, his first WWE Championship win. You know what? This match was average, though, if I gotta be honest. Like, their I Quit match at Judgment Day was 1,000 times better than this. Their match at WrestleMania wasn't terrible, but it's an average match. It was decent. It wasn't anything spectacular, I feel like. I feel like it was a shining moment for John Cena to beat JBL, who had been champion for 9 months, and finally end his streak to finally win his first major world championship in the WWE. So it was a great moment, but match quality overall, it was average in my opinion, so I'm putting in the average category. Next, we got WrestleMania 22, his match against Triple H, man. His first WrestleMania main event. Man, this is a sleeper WrestleMania match. It's a sleeper WrestleMania main event, I feel like. Like, the crowd was just so electric that night, man. The crowd was totally against John Cena, and they were cheering for Triple H. And Triple H was like the ultimate villain around this time, too. So it was crazy to see them boo John Cena and want Triple H to beat him up. Like, this match, though, if I'm gonna be honest, you know what? I'm gonna put this in the GOAT category, man. I think this was a GOATed WrestleMania main event. I think it was a GOATed match. The crowd was into it. The action was back and forth. Like, I thoroughly enjoyed this main event, and the shock value. Like, he made Triple H tap out, which I don't know if a lot of people really saw that coming or expected that. Like, maybe some people had thought Cena was going to win, but by submission, I think that added more to it. Like, that really kind of solidified to me John Cena as the true face of the WWE around that time. Like, he's the guy, he has arrived. I really love the main event. I've gone back and watched it numerous times. I honestly think it's a GOATed WrestleMania main event, so I'm going to put it in the GOAT category. So next, we got his match against Shawn Michaels, man. Gotta put this in the GOAT category too, man. His match against Shawn Michaels was fantastic. One of the best WrestleMania main events of all time. Like, between this match and the Triple H match, it's kind of neck and neck for me. Which one is better? I like them both. I mean, he made Shawn Michaels tap out too. That was pretty crazy. Like, this main event was fire, man. I thoroughly enjoyed this main event. Shawn Michaels and John Cena, they tore it down. Even though they did have a better match on the Monday Night Raw episode, about a few weeks after this WrestleMania. But the WrestleMania main event was a masterpiece. So next, we got the WrestleMania 24 main event, Triple H versus John Cena versus Randy Orton. Before I rank this, I just want to say, I would have bet my freaking house that Randy Orton was going to lose this match and John Cena was going to leave WrestleMania 24 as the WWE Champion. Like, Randy Orton winning was one of the most shocking outcomes to any match that I ever seen watching, because I didn't think Randy Orton had a chance. They did a poll voting, like, who do you think is going to win this match between John Cena, Triple H, and Randy Orton? And the people had voted Randy Orton last. He had, like, an 8% vote from the people, like, oh, Randy Orton's going to win. Like, 8% of the people thought he was going to win. Like, the fact that he won was great for Randy Orton at that time, but it completely shocked me. I did not think Randy Orton was going to win this match at all. Overall, the match was great. I thought it was a great triple threat match. Three legends in the ring together fighting for the biggest prize in the company. Like, you don't get no better than that, man. And the match was anticipating. I think everybody had, sides of who they wanted to win. I was definitely Team Cena, and I thought John Cena for sure was going to win this match because he just came back at the Royal Rumble from his injury and everything. So I thought for sure he was getting back the WWE Championship because he never lost the WWE Championship in 2007 when he had to give it up to injury. So I just assumed at the time, growing up as a kid, like, he was going to get the championship back. Nah, like, John Cena lost, and it was crazy, man. It was definitely shocking. Alright, so next we got the WrestleMania 25 triple threat for the world title. Big Show versus Edge versus Cena. This was a good, good solid match right here. The moment when John Cena picked up both Big Show and Edge, like, that was insane. Like, still a clip that people go back and look at to this day. Like, Cena's strength, Super Cena's strength was ridiculous, bro. Like, I thought the match was good. I enjoyed it. The story and everything was cool. I probably would have preferred Edge and Cena one-on-one because they had a last man standing match at Backlash, the pay-per-view after this. I would have preferred that match to be at that WrestleMania, but the triple threat match, adding Big Show to it, it was fine. Next, we got WrestleMania 26, Cena versus Batista. This was a great match, man. I really enjoy Batista and Cena matches. Like, I think they had really good chemistry together. Their match at SummerSlam, their WrestleMania 26 match, their Last Man Standing match, their I Quit match, all great matches to me. I thought all their matches hit definitely, like, they just had really good chemistry, I thought, man. I think their chemistry mixes well, and they put on great matches, man. Two of the biggest stars from their era. So, their match at WrestleMania 26, I think, was a great match. All right, so next we have Cena versus Miz in the main event at WrestleMania 27. This was trash. One of the worst WrestleMania main events of all time, and I think a lot of people will agree with me on that. And here's why. Number one, The Miz, no disrespect to him. He's a legend now. I think he's a legend now. I think he's a first ballot WWE Hall of Famer. He's proved himself. But at this time, he didn't feel like a WWE Championship type of guy. Like, he didn't feel like a guy who should be holding the WWE Championship. I just didn't believe in him at that time to be a WWE Champion. Number two, The Rock had just come back to WWE, and when he came back, he did a promo making fun of John Cena, calling him out. Cena and Rock are two megastars in professional wrestling, so you knew they were going to interact. The Miz was kind of a part of this feud a little bit leading up to WrestleMania, but he felt like the third most important person in this feud, and he was the WWE Champion. When's the last time you could think of a world champion who felt like the third most important person in a feud that he was involved in? So, the match overall was alright too, and the Miz winning definitely was a shocker because I think a lot of people thought Miz for sure was going to lose to Cena, but overall the match, it was trash. So, I'm going to go ahead and put this in the GOAT category because Rock and Cena, without a doubt, is one of the greatest WrestleMania main events of all time, man. Like, I just remember being so impatient having to wait a full year for this match leading up to WrestleMania 28. Like, we knew that this match was going to happen a year in advance, and we had to wait a full calendar year. I didn't think I was going to make it, bro. Like, two of the biggest stars in professional wrestling history colliding at WrestleMania, the biggest wrestling show of the year. The only thing that really upset me was that John Cena didn't win. I really felt this was John Cena's match to win. I think this was his match to win because he had been the face of the WWE for a period of time, and while Rock had left for Hollywood and Stone Cold retired from injuries, like, Cena had become the guy. He was the one holding it down, and I feel like The Rock should have passed the torch to Cena because he was before Cena. He had been the guy. He already had his time. He came back. He come back to do the favors for somebody who had been the guy holding it down, and that was John Cena. And I just feel like this was his match to win, even though The Rock would end up doing the favors for Cena later down the road. But they called it once in a lifetime. It really should have been once in a lifetime, and I think this, should have been John Cena's match to win. But this was The Rock's first big singles match back in professional wrestling since he had left, and it was in his hometown too, so I knew The Rock was going to win, but I still really believe John Cena deserved to win that match. That was his match to win, I feel like. But overall, though, the match was fantastic. I mean, I love this match. So we have twice in a lifetime, Cena versus Rock 2. This was average, if I'm being honest. I don't hate this match like some others do, but the match overall was, it was alright. I mean, it was a lot of reversals and finishers in this match. It definitely wasn't better or even close to being as great as the first match, even though they had the WWE Championship on the line this time. They tried to make it a little bit bigger, I guess, but CM Punk deserved to be in the main event of WrestleMania that year. They either should have did a triple threat with Rock, Cena, and Punk, or CM Punk could have faced John Cena one-on-one at this WrestleMania because they had that incredible match on Raw leading up to this WrestleMania. You know what I'm talking about. That match they had on Raw was a WrestleMania type of worthy match right there. So, I just feel like this match was average. It was unnecessary to even have it again. Like, I still think John Cena should have won the first match and we should have never saw it again. John Cena versus Bray Wyatt WrestleMania 30, I think was a really good match. I know a lot of people were upset that Bray Wyatt didn't win. I still will defend that Bray Wyatt losing this match didn't hurt Bray Wyatt. It was what they did with Bray Wyatt after he lost this match. You can still lose big matches in professional wrestling. It just depends on what they do with you after that loss. And Bray Wyatt pretty much, lost all his big feuds after, his feud with Cena. Like, he did the feud with Jericho, which was cool, and he ended up winning that, but look at his feud with Roman Reigns. He lost the feud against Roman Reigns, lost the match against Undertaker at WrestleMania. Like, he was losing pretty much, like, all his big feuds, and I think that's what really kind of hurt Bray Wyatt's character to the end, because all the big feuds that Bray Wyatt was put in, he was losing them. So even if he had beat John Cena at WrestleMania, I still don't know if that would have done anything for Bray Wyatt, because they probably would have continued to book him the same way they ended up booking him anyway. So overall, though, the story, loved the story going into this WrestleMania. Wyatt and Cena, I thought, had a good match at this WrestleMania too, so I'll put it in the good category. Cena versus Rusev, WrestleMania 31, also to me was a good match. This was another match that I think a lot of people felt Cena should have lost, but once again, just like the Bray Wyatt situation, Rusev was undefeated around this time, and you have to have Rusev lose to somebody who is believable, and John Cena is more than believable to beat somebody like Rusev, especially around this time on the roster. So Rusev taking his first loss to Cena didn't hurt Rusev. It's what they did with Rusev afterwards. They never booked him properly after this loss. Like, he was losing the I Quit match and everything. That really hurt him, that match against John Cena. And I mean, even when he got over with Rusev Day, a few years after this match, they still never pushed Rusev to the top when he was over. He was more over with Rusev Day than he was as the Bulgarian Brute, so they never pushed Rusev either to his full potential when he was getting really good reactions from the fans. But I don't think this loss hurt Rusev at all. And plus, we got the U.S. Open Challenge with this. Like, John Cena helped elevated the U.S. title so much in 2015. Like, the U.S. title felt just as important as the WWE Championship when John Cena had it at this time frame. So we got WrestleMania 33, the mixed tag team match. This was average. I was not a fan going into this match, even though they did make the build-up really good. I will give everybody credit in this match. Nikki, Cena, Maurice, Miz. They made the build-up really good with the promo battles and the skits they were doing. They did their thing with the build-up, but I just think John Cena should have been in a different match this WrestleMania. I didn't care about the mixed tag team match like that. Like, Cena had beat AJ Styles at the Royal Rumble to win his 16th world title, but only had it for 2 weeks. They easily could have had Cena drop the WWE Championship to Bray Wyatt, or have him drop it to Randy Orton at WrestleMania. Like, we could have got Cena versus, Orton at this WrestleMania. Or we could have got Cena versus Orton versus Wyatt in a triple threat. Like, I would have took either one of those two, but the mixed tag team match just... I'm sure it was cool for all the people in the match at the time. Like, I'm sure they loved it, but as a fan, though, I was like, I wasn't a fan of it. Oh, man. Cena versus Taker, bro. It's definitely in the trash category. If you were like me, I had waited years to see John Cena versus Undertaker at WrestleMania, and the fact that we got it when Undertaker was old and Cena was part-time now and he was getting older really upset me, but I was like, you know what? I'm not going to complain, because we're still getting it at WrestleMania, at least finally, and we got it, but it was a squash match. Undertaker squashed John Cena, and I've seen Undertaker do the interview about, where he was backstage with Vince and Cena, and that was the idea that they wanted to do for this match. They felt like Taker should have squashed Cena. It was best for the story, but no fan wanted to see that, if I'm being honest. I feel like no fan wants to see this match happen in a squash fashion, whether Cena had squashed Taker or Taker had squashed Cena. Like, some of us had waited years to see this match. I was one of those people who wanted to see John Cena challenge the Undertaker's streak at WrestleMania, when Taker still had the streak, when Cena was in his prime, when he was Super Cena, and Undertaker was still able to do things in the ring. Like, they would have had a fire-ass match at WrestleMania, man, if they would have did it a few years before and they didn't give us a squash match. So this match belongs in the trash category. The pandemic had happened, right? Still crazy times. It was supposed to be John Cena versus Bray Wyatt in a stadium, but instead we got the Firefly Funhouse match, and this was great. The cinematic matches for WWE could be hit or miss around the pandemic, but this was one of the ones that hit. I mean, you saw John Cena's heel persona, you saw flashbacks and everything. Like, it was just so cool what they did for this. Like, the fact Cena was all in for this and Bray Wyatt was all in too, and they had such great chemistry, like, it was just fantastic, man. The Firefly Funhouse was great, and, The Fiend would end up getting that big win over Cena that a lot of people felt that Bray should have got at WrestleMania 30, so it was good for him, but the match was dope, man. I thought the cinematic match was really dope. Maybe, their cinematic match would have been better than the match, at WrestleMania in the stadium, who knows, but overall, this was great. And last, but certainly not least, we have Cena's current and last WrestleMania match so far. His current one was this year WrestleMania against Austin Theory for the U.S. title. This was average. I was one of those people who really didn't care for this. Like, I really didn't want to see Cena versus Theory at WrestleMania. I was hoping that Cena would have kind of faced somebody else, but I understood why he was facing Austin Theory, to try to help put this guy over, to help elevate him up, because he's a future talent for the WWE that they want to invest in. But even when Theory beat Cena, still hasn't done anything for Theory. Still, as of right now, like, his U.S. title run has been mid, hasn't felt important. It just hasn't really been good for Theory since he beat Cena. And they could have done a lot of things. They could have capitalized on a lot of momentum with Theory, because he beat freaking John Cena at WrestleMania, and they didn't capitalize on any of that momentum. So it was kind of a waste, honestly. I would have preferred John Cena to face somebody else at this WrestleMania, but the match overall, it was average. So this is my official tier list right here. These are the rankings that I have. In the GOAT category, I have the WrestleMania 22 match, Cena and Triple H, WrestleMania 23, Cena and Shawn Michaels, and the WrestleMania 28 Cena vs. Rock match. In the Great category, I have the WrestleMania 24 Triple Threat with Cena, Orton, and Triple H. I have the WrestleMania 26 match with Cena and Batista, and the Firefly Funhouse match at WrestleMania 36 between Cena and Bray Wyatt. The Good category, I have Cena and Big Show, WrestleMania 20, WrestleMania 25, Triple Threat between Edge, Big Show, and Cena, WrestleMania 30, Bray Wyatt and John Cena, and WrestleMania 31, John Cena vs. Rusev. In the average category, I have WrestleMania 21, JBL vs. John Cena, WrestleMania 29, The Rock vs. John Cena, WrestleMania 33, the mixed tag team match, Cena and Bella vs. Miz Maurice, and WrestleMania 39, Cena vs. Theory. And in the trash category, I have WrestleMania 27, Cena vs. Miz, and WrestleMania 34, Cena vs. Undertaker. If you agree or disagree with my picks, let me know in the comment section. If you want to see other pro wrestling content on this channel and you have suggestions, also let me know in the comment section what you'd like to see on this channel in the future. And also, make sure you don't forget to hit that subscribe button, especially if you're a big John Cena fan.